Gemara. We're up to Daf Mem Gimel. We're actually up to the Mishnah. We even had parts of the Mishnah before. Says the Gemara, Daf Mem Gimel Amud Aleph. Hamafkid Mois Eitzel Shulchani. You deposited money by a money changer. So it depends. Does the money changer have a right to use that money? Because that's what he does. That's his profession. So it depends. The telltale sign is how you presented the money to him. If it was bundled up, then the shulchan has no right to use it. So what is he merely? A shem mechinam. He's doing you a favor. If he's doing you a favor, he's exempt. If it got lost, stolen, he's putter, unless he was negligent. Lefichach im abdu, if it got lost, and he's not responsible. What about mutarin? You gave him the money. It was not bundled up in a kerchief. It was just like handed over to him loose. Then that means you're telling the guy, I'm giving you $100. I expect $100 back. But in the meantime, do whatever you want with it. So therefore, the guy becomes like either a shem mesacher or a shoyel, and he's chayiv for everything. If he lost it, chayiv b'achar. He's responsible. Now, losing is a responsibility of a shem mesacher. Why aren't we talking about over here to go a step further? Even if it was an accident, he should be responsible. He's a chashayel. He's using the other guy's money. We'll see anymore. What about Eitz Balabais? He deposited money to a balabas, not to a money changer, to a balabas. A balabas never has the right to use the money. He doesn't need the money. You didn't give it to him for him to use it. He's a balabas. He should have his own money. And how much money does he need already? He's not like a money changer. By a balabas, Bain Surin, Bain Mutar. I don't care how you deposit the money with him. He has no right to use the money. He's merely a shem mechinam. He's doing you a favor. So if he lost the money, and he's not responsible. And if he used the money, he was sholech yad. He's a ganaf. He shouldn't have done it. Where do we put a storekeeper? The storekeeper, his business is not money. His business is selling commodities or food. But exactly. So how do we deal with the storekeeper? So here we'll have machlekes already. Chenveni kabalabais. The Rebbe holds about chenveni is like balabas. When you deposit money, you had no intention that he should be able to use that money to buy his chayr or whatever it is. And Rabbi Yehuda, he needs money all the time. That's what he does. Even though it's a side thing. That's not his business is to sell products. But you knew that he might need the money, so therefore it's the same thing. If you gave it to him loose, that means you said to him you have a right to use it. If you gave it to him in a bundle, then he has no right to use it. And louder.
The beginning of the Mishnah. Well, the reason you're going to a shulchan is he has some security in place. He's got a lot of money coming going.
Exactly.
Target for going on. He has high security. So what you're doing is you're going to him and not to a Islam person because
exactly.
But so how is he ever a Shem
Mechinam? Because
he's a professional.
Yeah, but you're not paying him for it, right? You're not paying him for depositing money. You said to this guy, because if you're paying him, it's a whole different story. Then he's a social. Then he's a what do you call it? Then you're Shem Mesachar. You are asking him to do you a personal favor. But
use his business
and use his safe that he has there, whatever it is. The question is, does he have the right to use it? Okay, Gemara. You're telling me if you gave it to him, it's more or less your question. If you gave it to him bundled up, then he has no right to use it. A shulchan, that's what he does all the time. He uses money. And most people, how do they keep the money? They don't keep it loose in the hand. They have it bundled up. They had before. So if most people have it bundled up, how does it indicate because it's bundled up, you don't want him to touch the money? That's how people keep their money. They don't want to lose it. The Gemara is asked, certainly you should use it. Why not? Amar Abasi, Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Everyone has a problem. How can Abasi say the name of Yehuda when we had the Gemara? But remember, Rab and Shmuel and Abasi were going somewhere, and each one wants to give cover to the next one. And Rabbi Yehuda was giving cover. Shmuel and Rav and Rabasi were going together, and each one Rav gave cover to Shmuel because of a story that happened. He once cursed him out, and it affected him. He shouldn't have any sons. So therefore, because Shmuel was a doctor and he heard him, so therefore Rav decided to give cover to Shmuel. Shmuel gave cover to Rabasi because Rabasi was greater than him, and so on. So and Rabbi Yehuda and Shmuel was Rabbi Yehuda's Rebbe. So how in the world can Ravasi say something named Rabbi Yehuda? If Ravasi was greater than Shmuel, who was the Rebbe of Ravasi, who the Rebbe of Yehuda, it can't be. So they either swapped the names around, as Rabbi Yehuda said, the name Ravasi or somebody else. But you're right. Just bundled up means nothing, but it was bundled up and there was a seal on it, which means don't open it, which means pretty obvious. Don't open it. That's why he has no right to use it. Even without a seal, if the knot, talking about knots before, if the knot is unique, it's a sign, don't touch it. The others say, in fact, Boyram actually asked as a question. What's it if it's not sealed, but it wasn't the common way? Well, how do we interpret that? Teku. Remember the question. We're talking down, man. If it was loose, you're allowed to use it. We have an interesting machlekes. Okay, the shulchani has a right to use it. When does he become a shoyl? As soon as he has the money, the fact that he has a right to use, like every shoyl, when you borrow an animal, even if you didn't use the animal, you're already a shoyl. The moment you took the animal, you're already a shoyl. If on the way home you didn't use it yet, the animal, suddenly annoyance happens, you're chayiv. You became a shoyl the moment you did meshichet. When it comes to shulchani, when do we say the shulchani becomes a shoyl, a borrower, and he's responsible for everything that happens? Is it only after he actually uses the money, or the moment you gave him the money because he has the right to use it, he's already a shoyl? So machlek is Rav Huna Ranach. I feel nansu. Not only in Aveda, but even if an einus happened, he's already responsible. Even if he didn't use the money yet, because he's a shoyl the moment he accepted the money. So what do you mean then? So of the Mishnah's classical case is it got lost. If you tell me he's a shoyl straight away, then the Mishnah should have said, I feel nansu. Not avdu, but nansu. When it says Rabba, like we had with Rabba before, Rabba told us that sometimes the word avdu can mean einus. For example, Rabba if you say stolen, it could be also an einus. How ballistic mazuin? Armed bandits, that's called an einus, even though we use the word stolen. We had a machlezing metaphor where the list mazuin is called a ganef or a gazim. And avdu shetava srinasa biyam. His ship capsized in the ocean. That's lost, but that's an einus, not your fault. You have no control of that. So therefore, what's I going to say? The moment you accepted the money, the shulchan accepted the money, he's already a shoyl. Comes Rav Nachman says, no. Then suloi, he's not a shoyl. Till he uses the money, he's not a shoyl. If he just accepted the money, he's not a shoyl. And therefore, if an accident happened, he wouldn't be responsible. So the obvious question is, if he's not a shoyl, he didn't use the money yet, neither is he a shoy mesachar. He's merely a shoy mechin doing a favor unless he uses the money. So why is he chai for gneva v'aveda? Why is he for Aveda? So the mother Amalei Rav Nachman Ledi Dach. A little bit hard to understand this language because the Rav Rav Nachman student we had even before. You say Lidach, you should say my teacher, Mar, or whatever it is, like a little dercheretz. Anyway, so a lot of times in the Gemara when it says Rabba, we think it's really Rabba, and Rabba and Rabba is almost spelled the same way. So. You tell me he's not a shoyl, so I'm allowed a shoyl. He's not a shoyl. Why not? Because he didn't use the money yet. So he's shoyl. If he didn't use the money, neither is he shoy mesachar. Right at this moment, he's doing you a favor. He's a shoy mechinim. So why is he chayiv get lost? Amalei, so Nachman's going to say there's a difference between shoy mesachar and a shoyl. A shoyl you don't become until you actually use the money. But a shoy mesachar, the hana that he has, that if a deal comes my way and I need extra cash, it's sitting there, surplus cash sitting there in the safe, I already have some kind of hana. That's enough to make you a shoy mesachar. It's enough to make you not enough to make you a shoyl. Because remember, you didn't borrow it, you just took it to watch. So it's different than a normal case of shoyl. You should use it. So there is a certain level of hana. Exactly. Since he has some benefit, that benefit. If a sale comes along his way, that has some profit, but he can buy straight away because the money's sitting there. He knows he can use it. That's sufficient to make him a shemesacha, but not enough to make him a shoyl. I have a question. You say that what? That as soon as he accepted the money, he already has a din of a shoyl, even though he never used it. It says, if somebody what do you call it? Deposit money, by a money changer, if it's bundled up, right? Don't use like we said in our Mishnah. Now it's talking about over here a case where you have Me'ila. Me'ila is if you use money from Hegdish by mistake, it's now transferred into Chulin and you have to pay everything ahead from Me'ila. If you gave it to somebody else, and we learned if it's only a shaygig, this din of Me'ila. You gave it to somebody else and it was a shaygig, then the person who gave the money to that person, the Gabe of Hegdish, gave the money to somebody else to use and didn't tell him it was money. So the Gabe is responsible. But what happens in this case here, where the Gabe gave the Shulchani, never told him he can use the money? If the Shulchani uses the money, do we say it's the Shulchan? The Gabe is not responsible. He never told him to use the money. The Shulchani breached his whatever the rules are. So the Shulchan, he should be, it's a Shaygig because he thought, so the Shulchan is the one who made Me'ila, not the Gabe. So this is what it says here. Yeah, we'll have it dictated again later. We'll see in a minute. We'll see him. Gabe gave money storing to what do you call it? To a shulchan. The shulchan thought it was the gabbais. He didn't know it was Hegdish's money. He thought it was the gabbai's personal money. Is if it's bundled up, the shulchan had no right to use it. Im hoitzi loy marla gizba. The gabbai is not at fault at all because the gabbai never gave permission to use it, and he had no right to use it. So if anything, so you're not my shliach. You have no right to use it, but the gabbai is definitely not considered a. But as far as Hegdish is concerned, as a shegik, even though he had no right to use the money, and he listed as a gazan. But as far as Hegdish is concerned, he had no idea it was Hegdish money, so he's a shegik. So therefore, he still didn't have me as far as Hegdish is concerned. But the gabbai is not responsible. But the imutarin, if the gabbai gave him the money loose, which means that the shulchan has a right to use the money, yishtamish behen. That means he's indicating to the guy shulchan to use the money. So who's at fault over here? If he used the money, then who's responsible to give the gabbai? Now, it seems that clearly the only time the gabbai becomes responsible is if the shulchan used the money. But you just said before that the moment you gave the money to the shulchan, even before he used it, he's already considered a shayol. So you were moyol the moment you gave it to the shulchan, because you're saying to him, you have a right to use it. And you're saying that's enough for it to make it the shulchan is money. So that already is meila. So why have to spend it? If you'll of an accident, is my why did he tell me that the shulchan, if he spent the money, then we got a problem? After the even didn't spend the money. Amalek said to me, right? Who didn't have a even if he did not spend the money. The moment according to Abuna said, the moment you gave it to a shulchani, that's meila. You took it out of the domain of Hegdish, you gave it to the domain, the reshus of a shulchani. So why does he say dafka if he spent it? The ID the Tanulesha hoiti, because in the Reisha it says that if the shulchani gave it, if the shulchani received the money in a bundle, and then it's only a problem if the shulchani spent it. If he didn't spend it, there's no problem at all. Because he had no right to use it, nothing would change. No, it's the guy by his money, nothing changed hands, no meila. It's only the shulchan he spent it. So therefore, that's when the sefer, when it says he gave them loose, he used the same expression, he spent it. But the truth of the matter is, even before he spent it, you already were moyel. Says the Gemara, next Mishnah. You used the pekodin, you became a ganef. You became a ganef. And the question is, the price, there's volatility in the price, and the price went up or down from when you took the item as a shmirah, and now the price went up and down. So which price do you pay for you b'shalech yad, the shem b'shalech yad? What price do you pay? The Shammai says Yilka b'chesed v'yasef. The Shammai says if it goes down, you pay the value of what it was originally when you took it as a shemer. Sorry. So yeah. So you pay the price what it was when you became a gadol. Holzman, you didn't become a gadol. You weren't shalech yad. You're a shemer. Whose item was it? It belonged still to the original guy. Up and down the price, it's his item that goes up and down the price. When does it become the shemers? When does the ownership transfer from the owner, the real owner, to the shemer? When he became a ganef. Which is when you shalech yad. So whatever the price was at the moment of shalech yad, that is what he pays. Because we have a rule we had before Bava Kama, kol gazlani mishalmin kishas agzela. You pay the price of the moment it was stolen. Now we're talking about the object no longer in existence. If the object is still extant, and you just have to return it. We had even after Pesach. Came He said, hey, take your bottle of whiskey back. But we're talking about the item no longer around. I have to pay money. How much do I pay?
Presumably there won't be anything.
Sorry?
We'll have to say when you touched it.
We'll see when we go in a minute. So, but Bishama says, "Yilka b'chesav." It means like this: if when you stole it, let's say when you took the item, it was worth $5, and when you stole it, it was worth $10. You pay the price it was when stolen, right? But if the item was worth $10 when you took it, became a shemer, and when you stole it, it was $5, you pay the $10 when you took it. B'chesav yas, you always pay the higher amount. Whatever it is, you always pay the higher amount.
Is that knas or because of loss of value? Or
sorry?
Why is Beit Shammai noted to say you have to pay the higher amount?
So okay, so we're seeing a whole three different ways of understanding. We'll explain everything. So again, let's go again. Beit Shammai says that if it goes down in price, then you pay the time when you stole it. If it went up, but remember you stole it, but it didn't break it yet. It's still in the world. You stole it. Let's say you became a shaman nissen. You decide to use it for yourself an ear. You didn't destroy it or didn't get lost or broken until Sivan. So Beit Shammai says, if ear was worth more than Sivan, you pay the time when you stole it, which is ear. If ear is worth less than Sivan, then you pay the time when you broke it. Whichever is called Shas HaTzom in Olam, whichever is the higher price. But we're not talking about the time you became a shamer, because that all along belongs to the owner. We're talking about from when you became the owner, stole it until you destroyed it, because even okay, so that's what the Beishamai says. What's Beisil say? And Beisil says no. Kisha Sheitza. It seems Beisil says I don't care what the price is. Not when you stole it, the value you pay the price of what it was when you destroyed it. That's what it seems. We'll see more later. And Abba Kiva says no. You pay the price Kisha when you get to Bezin. So Nissan became a shomer. Here you stole it. Sivan you broke it, and Thomas you took it to Bezin. So Rabbi Kiva, I don't care up or down. I don't care about the price. Whatever's in Bezin, because that's when the chiyuv starts. That's the chiyuv. Okay. So we had this very Baba Kama. Hi man the gozel chavisa the chavra mechamre. If you stole a barrel of wine from a friend, mikara shav yezuzah. First it was worth $1, and we're going to hash the Shabbat, but now it's worth $4. Now, Kolzman, the item is still in existence, you just give it back to you. But what happened was Tavrei Shasya. You broke it or you drank it all up when it was worth $4. But you stole it, it was worth $1. What do you pay? And Mishalim Abba, you pay $4. You pay $4. Why do you pay $4? We'll see in a minute. But Itba Memela, what happened? You didn't break it. It broke on its own. It fell down. It was an accident. So what are we being mechayev you for when you stole it? And you stole it, it was $1. Is Mishalim, you pay $1. Now, my timer, why? Why do you pay $4? You became a gan worth $1. Even if you broke it or drank the wine, why are you paying $4? He said, you know why? Because if that barrel was still in existence when you were taken to court, the barrel was still in existence, then what? You give the barrel back itself. But even though you stole it before, but Coldman, the item, the barrel was still in existence, you could have given back the barrel. So when did it become totally yours? When you use it up. So that moment you became a ganif. Big machlek is the in the Sivas whether that moment you became a ganif or that moment you were a mazik. That moment you were a mazik, because till then it belonged to the original owner, and now you became a mazik by destroying it. So which one is it? In other words, is a ganif the fact that you don't have it back, or a ganif is the act of taking it out of your shus? Anything that happens afterwards, I have a mitzvah shava, but I'm no longer a ganif. About ganif hachaganif, how we understand ganif hachaganif, the nafkamin is not good carefully. Just to understand Hezbollah the Gemara. Oh, they're talking about minutes. I can't remember offhand. Similar Amadal and says Choshen de Hachelik Maganif. I think it's Gimel. Memory, right? Now we learn. Okay, so if you physically broke it, you became a gan of them because you can't give it back. But nan kol agazloni mishal mikshal. That's when it became a gaz. What about Itma Memela? If it broke on its own, mishalim mezuzah. Why do you pay mezuzah? My timer. Hashtala of lemidi. You didn't do anything right now. You're not a maz. It sounds more like you're not a maz. You didn't do anything right now. So therefore, what do you be chayiv you for when you became a gazan? When you become a gazan, it was $1. That's what you pay. $1. Okay, that's what we learned in the Gemara, and then we had Rav Keren. Rav's whole chiddush in the Gemara in Baba Kama was that the Keren you paid the price of what it was when you stole it, and the Kefil you break it the hashta. And then we want to know whether Rav agrees with the Rabba or not. Now, Tanan in this Mishnah it says Basil says Kishas Hitzaf. Let's understand what's the argument of Basil Shammai, and then we'll come back to Rabba. Shammai says that if it goes down in price, you pay the original price. If it goes up in price, you pay Kishas Hitzaf, destroying it. And comes along Hillel and says, no, you always pay Kishas Hitzaf. Sounds like what's Hillel saying? It sounds like Basil, I mean Kishas Hitzaf. What's the argument for Shammai? My kishas so what does it mean? When you what? When you destroyed it, or you drank it up, or you broke the barrel. Ubamai. Which way is it going? Up or down? It went down in price, and Basil says it was $4 when you stole it. You drank it, it was worth $1. You gained, and you only pay $1. Impossible. It's on the opinion that the Ganef should benefit from the volatility in price, and not only he stole it, now he completely destroyed it. But now calling them the Mishnah. And I gezel that everyone pays the time of what it was worth when you stole it. The EBS. And if you tell me no, he was talking about if it went up in price, you know what price you pay, not the price you paid when you stole it, you pay the price of today when you destroyed it. Isn't that what Bishamai says? When he says Chosam Yatsa, that's exactly what Bishamai says. What's the machlekes? Even like Haina Bishamai. Isn't that Bishamai? Ella Pshita, you know what Hitzah means? Hitzah does not mean the way we thought it means when you destroyed it, took it out of the world, maybe it took it out of the Bible, it became a ganif. Hitzah mebeis Bailim. So what's Hill saying? I just give you Shammai. I hold you always paid the price of when you became a ganif. It was worth $1 then, now it's $4, you pay the price of $1. It was $4 then, now it's $1, you pay the price of then $4. So we have a problem. So Basil is telling us, not like Shammai, you pay the higher price, you pay the price of what was when it's stolen. What did Rabbah just tell us? That if you drank it or broke it, the price went up, you pay the price of today. That's like Beishamai. Not Basil. Lame, but Rabba Domek Beishamai. Rabba Fal Beishamai, how it can be.
It's not the same as like the specific, but another time is it to do tshuva, returning it to Selah, or is it to make the other person whole?
Yeah, true, yeah.
But if you're doing it to make the other person whole, it's the price of today, whatever it costs to replace.
But even in the whole of which period? Of when you took it or when you were...
He had a barrel of wine. Now, to get
I know.
a barrel of wine costs him $1.
But that chiv of making him whole, that chiv making him whole was when he stole it, and when he stole it, in order to make him whole, all you had to pay was $1. So that chiv carries on.
To make it the same way he was before the neighborhood.
I understand, but within that, you can break it down further. Which period of whole?
You also could say dispensation. You know, I stole a barrel on Monday, it was worth $1. On Tuesday, but in the meantime, the price he could have sold it on Monday night for $4. He missed that opportunity because it's.
But that's called Manias Harevach, and we don't pay for that. Yeah.
Potential.
The Rabbi Hola B'Shamai can be. And if we're talking about a case where the barrel broke by itself, not that you physically broke it, who would argue then that you don't pay? Everyone would repay the original price. You didn't do anything now. So Rabbi says, yes, if the price goes up, everyone agrees you pay the price of today. So what's my claim with Shammai? The price went down. The price went down. Beishamai said the price went down, you pay the price of yesterday. Beishamai saw Shlichus Yad. Beishamai holds Shlichus Yad does not need chsarun. You don't have to use it up. The moment that I was shalech yad, that I stole it, even though I didn't use it, I'm already gone. So according to Beishamai, you pay the higher price. And it was $4 then, and now when it broke, it is $1. Beishamai says as soon as you stole it, shlichus yad does not need a chsarun. You have to use it. You became a ganav then, so you pay the price of $4. And therefore the price went down. It's your own loss because you became a ganav, shlichus yad. The moment you took, we're talking about Pekadne, you became a ganav the moment you shalech yad. However, Beis Hillel says. Shlichus yad sichach son. When you're shalech yad, you're different than a ganav. A ganav, the moment you stole it, you're a ganav, no question. Here, the guy gave it to you that he gave it to you as a pekan to watch it. When do you become? And now you took it for yourself. But when are you shalech yad? Only if you actually used it, not just pulled it over because I want to use it. So therefore, when did you become a ganav? When you used it, and therefore the price goes down. And now it was $4 when you pulled it to the side, but you didn't use it till it was worth $1. Says Basil, when did you become a ganav? When you used it, when it's worth $1. And Beishamai says, when you become a ganav, when the moment you pulled it, shalech yad. So therefore you pay $4. So it's not a question of volatility, it's a question of when you became a ganav. In the case where it became into your hand, behetero is a pekan. So according to Basil, you're not a ganav till you actually use it. So if the price went down, it's an original person. It's his bad luck. Rule. Shlichus yad einich sichson. He says the halacha is that shlichus yad does not have to have a law. Sounds like Beishamai. So what you're interpreting now, that's Beishamai shita. That you became a ganav the moment you just took it. You took it not shlech yad. You're a shoyel shalei medas. You borrowed it to climb on top. And you have no intention of taking anything and using for yourself. You want to climb on top to get to some birds. And the machlek is like you just said before, shoyel shalei medas, you're borrowing without permission. That's the machlek. Beishamai holds shoyel shalei medas, you're a gazlan. So the moment you took the barrel, you became a gazlan. At that time, it was worth $4, even though later on it was worth $1. You pay the price of $1. When the price went down, you already became a ganav because shoyel shalei medas gazlan. He still holds shoyel shalei medas, shoyel. When you borrow that mission, you still sachakla borrowing, not a ganav. So therefore, the chichasa. And then if the price goes down, and then you're talking about the item no longer in existence, and you have to pay him back now money, who lost the value? The original owner. So the Gemara again have a problem. Rules that a shows lemadas according to halacha is yitaka a ganav. No, that means he passed like Beishamai again. Lema Rabba Damake Beishamai. Another machlek, nothing to do with price volatility. They're arguing about Shina Kainana. You stole an animal, but the animal improved. Had no, you have to, wool grew on the animal, or it fell pregnant, or you still stole a pregnant animal. Now now it gave birth, or you stole an animal already laden full of hair, and you shore it. That's a machlekes. Beishame holds shavar gezela the nigzel have it. That the improvement of the animal belongs to is all from the belongs to the nigzel, and not to you, because shina ain't a kaina. So when we say chaser v'yatzer, Bishame is talking about, it's not talking about value, it's talking about improvement of the animal, the hair, the wool, a baby calf, and so on. What do you call it? So the Shammai says you got to pay it all because shin is not koiner. So anything that happened to the animal belongs to us. And Basil saw the Gaznav. Basil says the Shabbat Gizel belongs to the Gazlan. Basil Shini is Kaina, and therefore the Gazlan does not have to pay. The Shas means the way the animal is itself, not any of the other things extraneous to the animal. We look down tonight. It's actually machlekes we had about the time. You stole the sheep because you sure the older gave birth. Mishalom oisa, but you said, but you pay everything back to your man. Why? Because Shini is not Kaina. And Abiuda says Gzela Chayzed is. Abiuda says, no, you got to give it back. Just the animal the way you stole it. Everything else, you are kinder. They can now prove to that pshat mission. Nothing to do with price volatility. The Tony B'Shamai says, "Yilke b'chasav." What kind of expression is that? It should have said, "B'zoyle v'yikra" is a normal expression when we talk about price. The chasav means the animal itself missed. What it took. Oh, you took off the shearings and so on. Or it now became pregnant yesterday. Nothing to do with price. Now, Bakiva said the time of Bezin, Kishas Atria. The Mokum Sheesh Edim. Bakiva says the Chiv starts when you go to Bezin. But Bakiva's Moida, there were Edim that know exactly what the value was at the time when you stole it. Then you pay the price, or whatever it was at the time you stole it. My time in across and pasig la'asher hu lo yitnenu b'yom asher the day you were found guilty. So when you found guilty, when you go to court, because we don't know, whatever it is. But if there were adim, the kiva the ika, if there were adim, when did you become a ganav? The machlekes is okay. We'll see in a minute. That's one opinion. That you became, if there were 18, you became guilty at the time there were 18. Can you say that? Even 18, you're not chayiv until you go to Bezin. By time in Asher who lo yitnenu b'yom hashemasi ubeitinu become a chayiv Hashem. It's the best. Those machlekes is if there are 18 who saw something. Is the pshat? Let's say they saw Reuben kill him. Is the pshat that Reuben now is ready chayiv whatever the punishment is for thing, but the Bezin is the only one who can carry it out, or the pshat is the chayiv or whatever the punishment is does not happen. The Adam have to report to the Bezin, relate whatever happened, and the Bezin creates the chiyuv. Is it the Bezin creating the chiyuv, or the Adam creating the chiyuv, but the Bezin are the ones who implement it? That's the machlek of these two opinions there. So the first opinion said the Adam create the chiyuv, and therefore the Adam saw the Geneva, he's ready got it then, and the price has been established then. The second opinion says no, Adam saw it, but they have to report to Bezin. It's the Bezin who creates the chiyuv, and therefore it's the moment of the Bezin. Yeah. So the when you go there, when you go there, Zayd himself eventually went. Remember, he went to Israel. He hid from his Rebbe. He fasted 100 days, so he forget Talmud Bavli. So, but this is before he went to Eretz Yisrael. So he said to Rabbi Papa, when you go to Eretz Yisrael, I want you to go make a detour and go even around some of the mountains. So we had a few times in Gemara. But go to Rabbi Yaakov, who was a favorite student of Rabbi Yechon. We had in the Gemara in Shkolim, I think it was, where Rabbi Yechon was very upset that his Talmud Rabbi Elazar says things without saying in his name, and Rabbi Yaakov then went in the peace of Rabbi Yechon, and everyone knows whatever Elazar says is your Vartoidus, so you don't have to worry about it. So he was a very close student. But I find out from him, Ishmael Rabbi Yechon, Allah Rabbi Kiva, and Allah Rabbi Kiva. What Rabbi Yechon say? Is Allah Rabbi Kiva or not? Amalei Hach Rabbi Yechon and Taku went in. Rabbi Yechon said, Allah Rabbi Kiva, Allah Rabbi Kiva, Olam, always. What do you mean by always? My Lord, always. It's not always Allah Rabbi Kiva. We know the general rule is Allah Rabbi Kiva mechavei roi, v'loi mechavei rav. Not if he's arguing with other people. So what do you mean always like Rabbi Akiva? Amar Rashi, this is what he meant. Shalai Taima, you shouldn't say. Hani mili hechadulek edim. When is that locker Rabbi Akiva? We look at the day of the court case when there were no witnesses that he stole. Abel hechadike edim, but there were witnesses that he stole it. Lloyd, then we go back to the time of stealing, like we had one opinion of the Gemara. He says, no. La olam. In all instances, the edim, no edim, I don't care. It's the day you go to show up in court, and the day the court finds you guilty, that's the price that you pay, whatever the valuation of that day. That's one way of learning. Inami, another way is the other machlekes we had to Bishmor Rabbi Akiva, if you returned it without making the owner aware. Inami da hade leduchte, he brought it back, the stolen goods, he brought it back, but and then it broke. Are you still responsible? Is it a good hashava or not? Rabbi Akiva says, no, if you didn't make the owner aware that you brought it back, it's not a good hashava. So la pukim et Abishmol, this comes to negate the opinion of Abishmol. The Amar who says, we don't need the das bailim. You have to make him aware. But Rav disagrees. He says Allah is like base hill. What do you mean?
If someone stole from me a box of matzahs, I'm going to make sure I go to court in the first week of this. I'm not going to go to court in Tammuz. If someone stole an Esther, I'll go to court in the end.
Not up to you when you go to court. It's up to the Nixel when he finds out that you stole it. And he'll drag you in, and he'll wait till the Pesach. You're right. Good point. Actually, big machlek the shaynim here. We'll go to that. So, Mishnah. You had a machshava to be shalech yad and bekadon. You wanted to steal. This is like a step more. Shlichus yad einat zichsar means shlichus yad ain't very good. Shlichus yad einat zichsar over there. You actually were shalech yad. You pulled the barrel, but you didn't take the wine out of it yet. Didn't scoop the wine out. Here we're going a step further. You intended. Machlek is a shaynim. Faces in the shaynim here all learned. Chayshav machshava means you said like pigel. The Kohen had in mind the wrong carbon. You have to say it. So Tesa here and many say, but Rashi in a few places and the Ramban they hold machshava. The moment you thought, and when we ever by truma by pigel, the Kohen thought that's already considered as if. And in fact, the wording in the Mishnah is hachoshet. He thought instead Tesa. Yeah.
I thought about using it. No, that's broken.
How do we know? That's the thing. This machshava. That's what simple pshat has to be different, and somebody heard it. How would we know what you thought? Unless you
really sorry, I thought about taking your barrel.
Yeah, okay. So
and then you've got a question if he's mentally competent. Anyway.
Exactly. That's right. You intended, you had a thought to steal it. Beis Shammai says, "Chai, just for the thought alone." That's what you said before. There's the argument Shammai Hill about potential and not potential. So Beis Shammai says by Chanukah 87654 because the first day of Chanukah you already have a potential for 8 days. And Beis Shammai Hill says no, you go after the poil. Same thing here. Like the Bava Metzia Daf goes through all the machlekes of Shammai and Hill, Koyach and Poil, and explains why each one is necessary because each one is a little different nuance. Anyway, you thought about Bishalech Yad. Beis Shammai says Chayiv. Just for thinking. Beis Hill says no, you're Chayiv Yad. You got to physically do it. It says, the pasuk is clearly, if you were not shalech yad, you pasuk. If you were shalech physically, not thinking about it, that's din number one. Din number two, if you shalech yad and you used even 1 cup of wine from the barrel and the entire barrel breaks, you're responsible for everything. I only stole 1 cup of wine. A ganif, as soon as you steal it, you're chai for everything because you stole the whole thing. Shalech yad, you would have thought that you're only chai for what you took. So no, if you shalech yad, you're chai for the whole barrel. But if hites achavis, you didn't make a kinyan yet. A ganef, in order to make a kinyan, you didn't do hagboy, you didn't lift the whole barrel. You didn't do mashich, you didn't pull it. Still standing in one place. You just tilted to take a cup of wine. 1 cup out of a barrel that had 100 cups. Then only you're responsible for that 1 cup. Because you were not a ganef on the rest, you didn't make a kinyan. In order to become a ganef, we learned a number of times, you need to make a kinyan as if you're buying it, and then this kinyan only makes you responsible. But here you made no kinyan. What kinyan is it tilting? There's no such kinyan. You only pay for the revis you stole. Higbia, but if you lifted the barrel, so now you made a kinyan hagbah, and even though all you intended to was to steal 1 cup of wine, the nutli amend the revis, the nishbra, and then the thing broke by itself. Yeah, mishalom to make cooler. You pay for the entire contents. Tomorrow Shem at 6:55.
I was looking in the Sifra and the Rebbe's Masbid, one of the folks in the field in Shammai. That's
right. That's whole sikha explains every one of them.
It says when he first thought about harvesting the honeycomb. Yeah, there's another shot. That means there's some action involved. I started to smoke the bees to get rid of them. So that's very shy of here. Was there any action involved, or is it only pure thought?
Deeper is already a little bit of an action. more than the
Yeah,
machshava.
it's an
Machshava is like
expression.
nothing.
It's not machshava. I had a thought of that. I mean,
So look at the text starts over here. Hach machshava havi dibur. But it says machshava, it means dibur, even though you don't. And it says the same with pigul. That this machshava means dibur. Rabbi Kiva Eger points out over here, and that the Rosh clearly says that it's thinking, and others in that way as well.
He really wants to drum it into you. He says he's looking better, but he's looking better.
Yeah, but there's a Rashi in I think Kedushin. Rashi clearly says it's just machshava. It talks about right when it says hachoyshev, it means like truma. It means only machshava. You don't need even dibur, which is amazing.
Clearly, no, they have to bring it